Well, good morning, good morning. Just here on this beautiful, cold morning. I almost turned on the heater and then I said, girl, you can handle 55 degrees. You can handle 55 degrees. So, just going to take a few minutes to go through some of this artwork. Decide, make some kind of decisions about what's going to go on with some of this stuff. And then we're going to flip over and we're going to do the Starseed. It's a new Oracle deck I have, and we're going to look at that. This one is completed. It's very softly muted. It's a soft muted palette. I'm going to put in my larger book. Very happy with that. I could also frame that. It's got a lot of really pretty pieces in there. This one has a little bit of glitter in it. Some texture on that, texture over there. So I really love this piece right here. Let's separate those up like that. This is just a basic working piece that I used to work with. This was also a working piece where I'll do my roll-offs and things like that. This was something, I had a little art night. Had a friend over and we did some kind of strange art together. This is also just a working piece of paper. Sometimes these turn out to be quite lovely. I'll try to look through this first to make sure there's nothing super incriminating in here. No, I think it looks okay. Nothing incriminating. This was, let me see if I can get this out. This one's very large. And it's very cool. I'm going to be attaching this directly to a canvas. In fact, I'm going to set this down over here because I meant to do this months ago and I never did it. This one I want to just put, I'm going to put this directly on a canvas. And I better move that out of the way so my dog doesn't. Huh? Because you will, won't you? What's that? He'll go play on it. Is that GW? How are you doing today, my darling? What's up? I'm going to be doing a new type of a reading if you want to hang around. Well, if you have any questions, we'll do it with you. This is one of my faves. Need to get this mounted. Need to get this. This is just one of my favorites. Love it. It turned out so cool. I need to get this also. Let me put this over here on the frame it pile. I would love to have that up somewhere, maybe in my bedroom or something. It just turned out so good. Wow. Okay, I'm gonna put that over there. Smell some of my potpourri. And and then I've got this one. This one over here is another one. This one I actually am going to be chunking this out into two 2 frames, as you can see. It's going to be in the bathroom because it's really a great bathroom. Beautiful bathroom picture. I like to have things doing with the sea and the water in my bathroom. Ooh, that one's so damn good. Let's see, put this one over here with this. Like that. We'll get these going. That's just a black tower, but I don't know why. For some reason, I'm just... Kind of reminded me of the Twin Towers. Well, hang in there, GW, and we'll do that. We'll do that reading. Yes, isn't this so cute? I'm going to frame this and separate it. One is going to be that. They're sort of in this murky waters. And then the other one is going to be that, where they've got like this sort of this swirling destiny above them. And the little seagrasses. Turned out so cool. And then the lady in red. And then this one, I don't know, it just reminds me of the Twin Towers, as the one was pancaking and the other one was still there. Pretty simple. And I was thinking about you the other day. We have to get together. There's just no way about it. We just have to. Have to. I am coming over there. You know, I go to doctor's appointments over there. I'm coming over there, and hopefully in like 2 weeks' time. This one's just sort of dreamy and beautiful. Love it. And as you look closer, each one sort of has its own little bits of mystery. So this will be a backdrop. I'm going to be doing art today. Oh, and then this one. I just love gold. It's so cool. And then I think this is just a Amazon box. So first order of business will be mounting this one, though. Definitely going to mount this one. Yes, definitely. We definitely have to. Sort of gave her a whole new outfit and a little bit of a crown and short dress, things like that. Okay, let's put that over there. All right, GW, see if we can give you some senior wisdom here. I've got these really cool cards. They're called Starseed. And they're more like an oracle deck, but they had a really neat spread in here that I liked that we could try. So you've been having bad luck? What's your bad luck? Tell me a little bit what's going on, GW. And we'll do Fated Life versus Destiny Life. Okay? How's your Ember doing? You always pick out the best names for your pets. I love that name. Just a little bundle. He's a little burning flame, huh? Okay, so that fell through. Well, I mean, you're in the big leagues now, right? You're in the big leagues now. Imagine if you'd accepted that and made plans and possibly bought a house somewhere and put down money and were actually had moved in, and then the offer got rescinded. So if you're still living at home, count yourself lucky and make your plans, continue on with your plans. You're so young. I don't even think you're 21 yet, right? So these things happen. That which does not strike me asunder only makes me stronger. So now with this, you kind of use, what is it that you use? They say you can use this little platform here. And what we're going to do is we're going to have one card Oh, see, so young. You don't get it, but you're still so young. We're going to have one card that goes here. That's the life that you were sort of born into. This is the life that your soul is calling you to lead. And then we put another card across it that's sort of the bridge, how to bridge, between the two. I did my cards on this morning, and the main information out of the card is that I don't need to take on other people's pain, which is, I'm so empathic. I'm always doing that. And, people have issues and things happen and people act weird, and you just have to accept that. It's hard. Just do a little clearing on these cards. We shall do a clearing, asking the great starseed spirit, who was the master originator of this oracle deck, to come in. The creators of Rebecca and Danielle, give us some insight on GW Happy. And we'll do the 3-card spread: fated, wanted, and what's the bridge between. Okay. We'll cut the deck. And we'll leave it to you, GW. Do you want to go the left-hand pile or the right-hand pile? Left or right? Left or right? Left or right? Is that my Junie bug? Johnny pas. Juniper. Okay, you want to go left? Okay. Should we take from the top or should we take from the bottom? Top, bottom, top, bottom. We're going to do 3 cards. The life you're kind of leading, the life you were fated, the life your soul wants, and is there a possibility of a bridge, a branch between the two? Okay. Let's see. And then the bridge. So there we have it. Let's see. What's the heck here? All right, we'll pull this one down. You can't really read them like that. First card, the life you were sort of fated to be, which actually is an artist, and being accountable in your creative life and being able to manifest things. So that's, you might be one of those, what do they call them? Indigo babies, who more could lead your life right from the beginning. Many of us, maybe I'm going to say people 30 and older have been more born into that paradigm where we are not the starseed original babies, or the lavender babies. We are more born into this fated world. So you actually do have more of a chance to do all that creative stuff right from the beginning, because you were born into being able to be a creative person. So this is your soul card, which is your inner earth, which is a manifestation of constantly thinking, you can't overcome, you can't overcome, you can't overcome. So that would be your soul challenge in life, that manifestation of irritation, because actually you really can. You really can. And you were set up to be able to do that. What is the crossing? There you go. Always, I'm just going to hold this card back because I'm always telling you this, GW. And I know it gets old, and it gets boring, and it gets repetitive, and it can make you a little bit angry, because I myself have had to be on this particular mandate as well too for a long time, which is Wait. The bridge between your inner and your outer manifestation, it's a waiting game. It's a waiting game while you're getting enough the knowledge. You don't, I'm saying like a river. I'm not saying that the knowledge bed, the riverbed, has been laid down for you completely right now. So maybe that river's flowing a little bit too fast because you need that foundation in that riverbed first. So waiting, which is the game you hate to play, is the bridge between the two. And maybe think about it as an accumulation. You're accumulating the knowledge. You're accumulating the the knowledge that you need to move into these different spheres, because your basic over here is you're more, it's maybe, I believe they're called the indigo children. You can look that up. There are books about it. And I know there's a lot of good things on the internet. Is that Cash Vivi? Gosh, how are you today? You're in with a very nice group of people. The favorite people are here today. So awesome. Welcome. So yeah, so you have that. Not going to say your life is easier than most, but for you to be able to move into your life, really the main thing that's going to happen to you is you can't get sucked into the I won't survive this. This is too much. I can't take this. I'm having bad luck. This is the most bad luck. I can't stand this. That's more or less what crosses you, right? But for you, as you accumulate the energy and the knowledge, and look at this is almost as like a river as well, too. The river of time, as it's called, maybe something like that. You need to accumulate more knowledge in your pockets, in your database before all these things. Before all these things are going to be able to manifest. But I think you were born maybe actually in a lucky place. What are you saying? Naive person over a duration gathers expertise. Yeah, that's true. And, it's amazing when I look back just at my life and myself, and I know we have some elders in the group here, how much you could be, that naivete can be used to other people's advantage. So don't despair. Remember, you were actually born, you have the luck. You were born into a good thing. Kind of your soul's manifestation, though, is to be thinking, oh, woe is me. And that might persist for another 20 more years. Biologically, men do mature slower than women. Brain cells, all that kind of stuff. Not saying they're stupid, but it's a maturity level. A lot of times it takes for a guy to be 40. And, I have full faith in you that you're everything cool. So it's going to be good for you. Oh, are you cusp a Scorpio and Sag? See, those are, I'm not an adept truly at all of the, astrology, archaeological astrology and all that kind of stuff. But I do know a little bit about it. And, you got to be careful of those Scorpios. I've been stung before. So I think you have good prosperity potential. I think it's hard to tell a person, don't forget how young you are. Because you don't feel young when you're young. You feel just as old as the 70-year-old. You feel as old as the 75-year-old. You don't realize that you're young, and you don't realize when you are that young, the many different things that can happen to you, how you can be taken advantage of, and how it's just really, you have to set that foundation. You have to set that riverbed of knowledge, build those stones up underneath that, that flowing water, so you can stand in that water. But you've got some solid footing, because no matter how old we get, that water just continues to rush in and catch us off guard, catch us off balance every time. You think you've seen it all? Baby, you ain't seen nothing yet, because there's something else around the corner that's going to be just as shocking, no matter how old you are. So you're just building up a compendium, right? The environment around you doesn't let you. Well, I mean, that's why you can't count on the environment, GW. It's hard. You can't count on the environment. You have to count on your own inner management. How are you managing your emotions? How are you managing your anger? How are you managing all your feelings, everything that's happening with you?
Let's dig into that more in our next session.
So we'll do that, okay? We'll just let you gestate on these a bit. And then we'll dig into it more on the next session, all right? Okay, well, anybody else have anything? They want me to do a few of these cards on them. These cards are pretty cool. Like I said, I did them on myself this morning, and basically they told me to a question I've been pondering. It's just, people have their issues, and being an empath, I can personalize other people's issues. And if someone's sad, something I've decided a few years ago was, when someone's being weird to you, it's not your job to say, is something wrong? Did I do something wrong? No. If you're going to be in an adult relationship with someone, I guess maybe you could ask them once over the course of the years, but if they don't know that they can tell you, then they don't want to tell you, and they just kind of want to put you into a punishment and use you as a scapegoat. So it's not my job to constantly be saying, is everything okay? Are you all right? What's happening? Do you feel okay today? That's not my job anymore. And for many of us, we kind of put ourselves in that role of being maybe kind of an emotional gatekeeper for people, When people need to be responsible for their own emotions, they need to tell you what's going on. And if they don't, they risk alienation. But then you also have the people who don't want to be told. So, life's just really a ramble and a game. Okay. Cash Vivi. I'm not sure about that, because didn't last time we talked I'm not sure, maybe if it was you or someone else, you were talking about getting into a business or something with somebody you didn't trust. Was that you? Was that you? And I'm not into just drawing cards for people unless they ask me to. That's almost like spying on people's personal lives. I will do readings on family members if I kind of want to know what something's going on, but I would never publicize it, and I have to be really careful about that, because you don't want to spy on people's lives. People have a right to privacy. Yeah, you are the good person, Cash Vivi, because you're here. But wasn't that the situation where there was some business situation, or somebody wanted to go into business with you, and it wasn't going to be a good situation for you? Anyways, I forget. Anyways, I'm going to draw some cards for the collective here. This box is kind of cool. They suckered me in on the box, I'll tell you that. I am a fool for a good box. I have a whole box collection, and just recently I got rid of some boxes. I thought, what are you doing holding on to all these boxes? I'm just getting like a hoarder person. I mean, it wasn't. I gotta say, my box collection was organized rather nicely, but I just love boxes. Look at this, the technology that went into this. Oh, I just discovered something. It has some words down there. It says, I don't know if you can see that or not, down at the bottom, it says, your heart is a portal. Imagine when you close your heart off, what you're doing to your whole body. Imagine. You like boxes too. We're the box hoarders. I have some amazing boxes, but you know, I just got rid of a whole slew of them a few weeks ago. I just thought, you know, why? But I wished I hadn't. Of course, you know, that's also that regret. Anyways, this box is good. It's so well made. It's so sturdy. This box will last for, I don't know, hundreds of years, or at least 75 until the paper degrades. Anyways, oh, I remember that. I'm having a remembrance of this, but because I think I was out in my greenhouse, right? Cash Vivi, we did a reading out in my greenhouse. I think so. I think so. You know, I don't, after the fact, I don't usually keep my things up for too long. But if that is your username, I'll try and find your username and I'll try and send you that video in a private link and you can look at it again. All right. Ooh, hey, Brittany. How are you? Okay, I'll try and look that name up. Sometimes it's weird you can't find somebody's name, but just leave, like, also too, just leave a comment on any of my other videos and I'll see your name because I'm probably going to have a hard time spelling it. And I'll send you a private link and you can look at that video again where we talked about this particular issue. I think it was something that was keeping you up at night. I don't remember. Anyways, okay. Before I go here, Juniper, tell me how you've been lately. Haven't seen you around. I haven't been around much in any community at all, really, on the YouTube. I've been taking some trips, and I'm taking another trip this next week, and I'm actually going to Hot Springs, and I was going to try and maybe do a live right from the hot springs because this hot springs I've never been to before. It's supposed to be absolutely amazing. We're going to be going and spending the weekend there. I'm not sure. Oh, can you do that, Angela? I don't know. You're just so much more savvy than me. But I know you spent the damn time on it too. You spent a lot of time learning stuff, but you have a good brain for that. Anyways, Juniper, if you're here, tell me how you are. What's going on? I was just going to do a final reading before I step out here. Okay, been trying to enjoy the weather when it's nice. Has it been a bit too hot? I'm probably still a little bit cooler than you, and we're just about like the ones thermometers around my house put it like about 58 right outside right now. But we should get up to 68 today. Oh, it's been raining. Wow, that sounds a lot like the Southwest. They get those monsoons where you just be outside and all of a sudden it's just like, you're in a total rainstorm. But I thought I'd just draw 2 cards for the collective of issues and thoughts to be addressed and positive ways to maybe deal with them. Oh, look at, we got the same one that GW got. Ah, here's one thing. It's very that's very hard is issue being many people are creative peoples. Very many people are creative peoples. And this said your life is a canvas canvas: artist, manifestation, creative accountability. And I think many of us don't want to be, sometimes people will come in and many times, I have some older people come visit me, because I'm older, and they're kind of like, oh, you're still doing art, or you do art, and not understanding, because I don't sell most of my art. Any of my art, I give it away usually, or hang it in my house, or it's just there for me to look at or for other people. So the creative accountability is sort of like, oh, who am I being creatively accountable to? To myself, because I want to do it. I want to do it. Manifestation of your art doesn't have to be sold. It doesn't have to have a monetary value of it. It doesn't have to make other people happy. So thoughts on being is creative accountability, and who do you hold that accountability to? Should be to yourself above and all else, right? This can be a real struggle for people. Why am I doing art anymore? I'm not getting praise for it. I'm not selling it. What am I going to do with all this art? What's going to happen when I die? And people being surprised that you are doing creative things. Oh, you make jewelry, my jewelry, you do this, you do that. Whatever you're doing in your home, my beautiful people, it's because you want to do it. You don't have to make excuses because you're an artistic person. If other people aren't, that's okay. That's their life. Maybe their art is drinking wine and tasting all the different things in it. Maybe they don't even realize they're an artist at that. But if you claim your artistic ability, maybe you like to make lotions and potions. You got to make lotions and potions till the day you die, because you're a creative person. Now, kind of like really what would be what crosses you on this is the living in this earth world, right? Being earthbound. You can see that, right? Being earthbound, you have to learn how to be human, and you want to be in the world, but oftentimes to be a creative person, you can't be of the world. Not if you just really want to zoom out in your creativity. Do you have the position in your life where maybe you could actually just do 2 hours of your art that day? Do you have a sewing machine? Maybe you like to sew something very simple like aprons, but every time you make an apron and you're making it with new fabric, it's like it's a brand new experience for you. Maybe nobody understands that but you. So the inner and the outer, the basic and what crosses you, it's actually living in the world and trying to come to terms with how the other people are viewing you. And it's okay if other people want to view you any way they want to view you, right? But sometimes they have to manifest that viewing, and they want to let you know how they view you. And you just got to say, okay, now you got to let that roll off your back, How are they viewing me? Because we're all self-critical, every single one of us, till the end of time. Here, let's bridge it with some beautiful amethyst. The inner, the outer. That the desire for creativity can often be squashed really by earth, by the humanity. But don't let it. As Baby G said, don't let it bring you down. Where we're on all together, you have to find your people, right? You haven't hit our peak humidity. Tropical. It's going to get tropical up in that bitch. Okay. Good luck with that. I will wilt. I will wilt. I will not go outside. I can't. In fact, I don't know. My temperature range is not that great. It's like I have a very small temperature range. That's why I love my RV that I got. It's a trailer type RV. I for years I had a pop-up, which I loved because it had an installed. Angela, you would love a pop-up. If you ever want to have a place to go and just, get one of those really small pop-ups that a lot of vehicles can pull. And this one had a factory installed AC, and I took that thing everywhere. But it got to a point if I wanted to be in more, iffy weather, I needed to get something that was a bit more hard-sided. But I had the pop-up since 2019, something like that, 2020, and just sold it. So I had it for 6 years. And I love the pop-up. It's canvas-sided, and it's just so cozy, and it was mine. You know, it was my little space. Anyways, yeah, so my range is very. I got up, it was 55 in the house, and I thought, oh my God, I'm gonna turn the dial. I'm gonna turn the dial. I'm gonna put the temperature up to 68. And I just say, resist it, try and get used to, you know, these temperature fluctuations. Anyways, all right, beautiful people, that's it. You should see me try and drive somewhere. Well, you know what? My pop-up sat at my house a lot too. And sometimes I would just open it up and then and just, you know, it's kind of like I had that, what do they call it? The second space. It was kind of that second space to go to, that extra space to go to. Like it's not enough that I have my bedroom and my own kind of living room. I also need a greenhouse and apparently a pop-up. But I know you can relate to that too. Um, Is that what you've been more is on the Discord? I think many years ago you told me about that. I tried to do it, but there's something weird about it. It's like you have to set up your own thing or something. I don't know, like your own. I don't remember that Discord thing, but I tend to, with my communications, I like to just keep it simple. Sometimes I think about just going back to a landline, you know, just doing that. Anyways, all right, Juniper, how nice to see your happy little name pop up there. Same for you, Baby G, Cash BB, GW, anybody else who's listening live, sending you lots of love and cooling vibes if that's what you need today. All right, everybody, this is your host on the coast coming to you from somewhere off the coast of nowhere. Right back at you, Baby G.